Every single day, millions of us take part in this massive, high-speed ballet on our roads. We're in cars, on bikes, on foot, and somehow, most of the time, it all just works. We avoid total chaos. So what's the secret? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into the invisible system that makes it all possible: traffic regulations.
It's a tough question, I know, but for a lot of us, the answer is probably yes. And it's always so jarring, isn't it? It's the sudden, violent stop to the normal flow of things, a moment where the system just completely breaks down, and you can't help but wonder, what went wrong? I want you to picture this. It's so simple and so terrifying. A person, maybe they're just lost in their phone, steps right out into the street. A driver slams on the brakes, you hear the tires screech, and for that one split second, everything just hangs in the balance. What went wrong there? It was a breakdown in the rules, the very rules that are designed to stop that exact moment from ever happening. Okay, so before we even get to the solutions, let's just take a second to appreciate the massive scale of the problem itself. It really all comes down to one thing: managing the sheer, non-stop volume of movement. You know, when you strip it all away, traffic is just this: constant, relentless movement. Every car, every person is trying to get from their point A to their point B, and often they're doing it at the exact same time in the exact same space. If you don't have a system, well, that's just pure, unpredictable chaos waiting to happen. And this, right here, is the answer. Traffic regulations, they aren't just annoying rules to slow you down. Think of them as the agreed-upon operating system for our roads. They're the software that takes that chaotic free-for-all and turns it into a predictable, functional network. So what does this operating system for the road actually look like? Well, it's really a set of specific instructions, kind of like user agreements for every single person involved. For those of us behind the wheel of a car, these are the big ones: obeying the lights, buckling up, putting the phone away, and watching your speed. Just those 4 simple things, they prevent an absolutely unimaginable number of accidents every single day. The rules are pretty similar for motorcyclists, but let's be honest, the stakes are even higher because they're so much more vulnerable. A helmet, that's not a suggestion. It's a critical piece of life-saving gear. Limiting passengers keeps the bike stable, and following signs is just as important for them as for anyone else. And it's so easy to forget that this isn't all on the drivers. Pedestrians are a huge part of this system too. Using the crosswalks, looking both ways. You know, the stuff we learned as kids, and definitely not trying to dart across a busy highway. These are non-negotiable parts of the deal. So, beyond what we all do as individuals, the whole system depends on a universal language that everyone, everywhere, can understand just by looking. It's a language made of colors and symbols. The traffic light is probably the best example of this. It's such a simple 3-step command. Red means stop, period. Yellow is your heads up, a warning that things are about to change, and green means go. But, and this is important, only if it's actually clear. It's a simple rhythm that literally governs the flow of our cities. You know, when you see it laid out like this, it really makes sense. All those hundreds of different road signs out there, they basically fall into just 3 main groups. You've got warning signs, which are giving you a heads up about something ahead. You've got regulatory signs, which are telling you the law, like a speed limit. And then there are informational signs, which are just there to help you out. If you know the category, you pretty much know what any sign is trying to tell you. Okay, we've seen the system, we've seen the language. But what happens when people decide to just ignore it? Well, the consequences are severe, they're predictable, and they happen all too often. These are the classic, high-risk moves, aren't they? Speeding, driving impaired, not having a license, making some crazy maneuver to get ahead. Each one of these is a conscious choice to ignore the rules, and it puts absolutely everyone else on the road in danger. When an accident does happen, the cause usually falls into one of these 3 buckets. Sometimes it's the road itself or a mechanical failure with the car, but overwhelmingly, the vast majority of incidents trace back to that first one: driver carelessness, to someone not following the rules. The first and most immediate cost is financial. Twisted metal, shattered glass. In just a split second, one of your most expensive possessions can be completely wrecked. But here's the thing, property can be replaced. The human cost is so much higher. Breaking these rules leads to injuries that can change someone's life forever. And that affects not just them, but their entire family and community. And then there's the ultimate, irreversible cost. This is what is truly at stake every single time we get on the road. Following a simple traffic rule isn't really about avoiding a ticket. It's about life and death. This is the one outcome the entire system is designed, above all else, to prevent. So, with stakes this high, who actually upholds this system? And who is really, truly responsible for making sure it all works? Well, officially, you have agencies whose job it is to enforce the rules. For example, if we look at a country like Nigeria, you'll find specialized groups like the Road Safety Corps and Vehicle Inspection Officers, and they work right alongside the regular police. Most countries have a similar setup, with teams dedicated to making sure people comply. But here's the thing, even with all those enforcers, they can't be on every single street corner at every moment. And that brings us to the most important point of all. The system doesn't really run because of enforcement. It runs because of mass participation. So who is truly responsible? It's every single person using the road. It's you. It's me. And so that leaves us with this one final, really difficult question. If we all know the rules, and we all know how devastating the consequences can be, why do people still break them? Is it just impatience? Is it that feeling of being anonymous inside a metal box? Or is it something else? It's a question really worth thinking about the next time you get behind the wheel.